Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nider, and today we're going to watch some new play cEDH. In today's game, we've got a MalcolmSmasher, a Magda, a PakoHaldan partner, and the Heliod Corrupted one. I would like to thank the CLG, the cEDH League of Gentlemen, for allowing us to use the footage. This was not part of their league. It was a pre-game waiting for people, and I'd like to thank the Scruffy Octopus, also known as La Pieuvre Barbu, for the recording setup they graciously made for us. First draw of the game starts with the MalcolmSmasher player. Plays an Ancient Tomb, no Cavern of Souls, I believe, into a Mana Vault. Passes to Magda. Magda plays a land. Into Welder. Passes the turn. Same. Fetch, shortcut into a Soul Ring. Passes to Malcolm. Plays a land, pass, does nothing. Magda taps for 2 for Magda, and it will pass. There is nothing to swap with the Goblin Welder. So a green, well, something for a Mana Vault. Exile Simian Spirit Guide, taps the island and the Mana Vault for Pako. Of course, Pako has ace, so he will straight swing with it, forcing us to exile our top deck. Sculpting Steel for Magda, which hurts. Mystical Tutor, Chain of Fate. So on combat, we exile 4. Malcolm Chain of Vapor the Pako so that it doesn't get damaged, but we still got a Plains, a Soul Ring, Sculpting Steel, and a Mystical Tutor in exile with fetch counter. And then he passes. Smothering Tide for Heliod. So the name of the game for Heliod the Corrupted is Make People Draw. Smothering Tide is actually one of the best cards you could have drawn or played. And he passes to MalcolmSmasher. Does not pay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One treasure for Smothering Tide. Magda giving a treasure to fully represent well the board. Dowdy. And he taps for 3 for Malcolm. Magda untaps. Tap for 2. Tap for 2 to pay for the Smothering Tide. Yes, I pay my taxes. Make 1 red, make a treasure. Use the treasure for Unlicensed Earth. For all of my Dwarven friends, remember the Earth. It would have won me the game later on. And he passes. They were saying, why do you play Hearse to exile Graveyard when there's a Dowdy? Sure. Still a vehicle, tap outlet. PakoHaldan. So bird and 1 into Nature's Lore. So we'll be able to go get a forest and put it in play. Since it's a forest card, you can get a dual, not Gaia's Cradle, but any dual is quite good still. Heliod flashes in a Archivist of Agma, so whenever somebody search, gains a life, draw a card. Heliod and tap. Taps for 2, 3, 4. Plays Heliod. So the name of the game with Heliod is making your opponent draw, so that everything costs you less. And since it costs you less, and you can play as Flash as if it wasn't broken enough, it will make you cast stuff for free, and you can cast anything because everything has Flash. Goes to combat with Malcolm, swings at PakoHaldan, makes a treasure, crack and shortcut, fetching for Badland, UC, and plays a Necropotence. So he will skip his draw step, but he will be able to pay life to draw. And he pays for 10. Gonna be able to grab 10 cards, go to his end step, and we'll see if he's lucky enough. Drops the Gemstone Cavern. Universal Automaton, which things become dangerous at that point. 1, 2, and 3 for a Professional Facebreaker. At this point, I'll go to combat. I crew the Earth, make a treasure. I'll send Magda in combat to PakoHaldan, and I'll attack with the Earth, MalcolmSmasher. Tap the dwarf, make a second treasure. I'll deal combat damage to 2-player. I'll make 2 treasure thanks to the Professional Facebreaker, and I pass. Taps the bird into land, and he will cast Haldan. Haldan's allowing him to play any card that is in the middle that is a non-creature. So we'll go with a Plains. He'll use the Plains to cast the Sol Ring. And then all he has left is a Mystical Tutor and a Sculpting Steel. So the Heliod player played a land, pass, transformed is Heliod. And then we've got Glinthorn, which is kind of bad. Malcolm Glinthorn is a combo in and of itself. So we've got Time Twister, Force of Neg, Pact of Neg, and Swan Song. Talk about a battle of counterspells. And then we are looking into crack some treasure and goes into Days Undoing, which is a different kind of Time Twister. So Time Twister, well, Days of Undoing happens. Swan Song the Pact, Flusterstorm on the Force of Neg. Then I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay, so he'll crack the Doughty into a Pact to pack the Time Twister, and to close, making sure the loop doesn't happen, Soul Patrician the Glinthorn. So it actually is exiled, and you can pay 2 to recast it, which is, thank God, buying us an extra turn. So Heliod will use his bunch of treasures, because we drew 21, so he has 21 treasure, to cast Hellkite, crack some more for a Fairy Mastermind, and he will pass. Well, pass. It's not even his turn, it was Malcolm's turn. So Malcolm will go down to 4, try to grab 20 cards from Necropotence, try to figure out something, because he knows he's pretty much dead anyway. So at this point it's a all or nothing. He'll crack a Born Upon a Wind, which we missed. We'll play Mox Opal, and I wish we could see his end because passes the turn. Add nothing, sadly. Magda player, Gemstone into Soul Ring. If I didn't know what happened or what was in my hand, I could say pretty much over, but everybody knows that it could be over. So we'll tap for 3 for an Imperial Recruiter. Imperial Recruiter into a Dockside, because I see 20 juicy treasure on the other side of the table. I'll pay 2 for... I'll use the Hold Out to tap the Automaton to cast Dockside. Make my 5th treasure. Dockside on Dockside cast Greater Orrumancy to give Shroud to all of his enchantment. Greater Orrumancy resolves. So it's 10 ETB for Dockside. At this point, I don't even know why I did not go for the win. There had to be a reason, but I don't know why. So I'm using 6. And I'll try to cast Mycosynth Lattice. Everything is an artifact. And then I will use 4 to cast a Karn the Great Creator. So with Karn and Mycosynth Lattice, we are doing a hard lock for our opponent. So it might be wise to try to lock them out, but the problem is, if I do that, instead of going for the win, I should have went for the win. So cast Machine God Effigies. Machine God Effigies will try to copy a Dockside. On the cast, I will go fetch something with Magda. I'll go get a Cursed Mirror to copy Dockside. Dockside DTB on the stack, because it's put. Blue player will try to brainstorm, try to find something to Titianize Tidebinder, Trickbind, or something like that. Brainstorm resolves. Draw 3, put 1 back on top of his library. Actually, it's draw 3 and put any 2 on the back on top of his library. Still on Dockside ETBs. We'll cast Snapcaster Mage, trying to give flashback to Time Twister. On the target for the Time Twister, we see a Noxus Revival pop in, trying to put Time Twister back on top. He Mindbreak Trap the Noxus Revival, targeting Karn and Noxious. We're all fighting now on who's gonna win. So on my break, he's targeting Karn and Noxious. Malcolm comes to the rescue with a fierce guardianship. Hard casting a force of negation on the fierce guardianship. Trying to battle on who's gonna win. And at this point, if you remember what I said at the beginning of the game, I had unlicensors. I could have just at that point exiled the Time Twister, and we would not have cast the Time Twister, and we would not have went into all the shenanigans. So at this point, we're still on his machine gun effigy on the stack. The ETB of Dockside is still not completed. Time Twister happens, and then at this point we know whatever happens, he needs to draw a good 8, a good 7. Spicy Uba Mask tech in, and sadly I wish I would have gotten it earlier. Would have completely shut down Heliod. Because Heliod triggers on draws and Uba stops draws. Makes 21 treasure. Still on the stack. Dockside ZTV and a Dockside, not, well, a Machine God Dockside not answered. Goes to cast the Intuition, and then at this point we're like, yeah, sure, we tried. We tried real hard, but we didn't have any answer. So I don't remember what he got, but we pretty much knew that he had it. So we went and got something like Savine, Blind Obedience, and I don't remember what the combo for Infinite Colorless. Finally, promise of something. Oh yeah, it's another draw a bunch of cards. And with his treasures, he can draw 21 cards, and then he draws his library and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gents, dwarves and dwarves, I dropped that one. Like we all do sometimes, we drop some. We don't see the cards and it just happens. So thank you everyone. Please comment at the bottom, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next game.